In the fourth of Rhino's modeling aids, we now cover the most important one, the object snap, also called osnap. So I've mentioned before that our goal is to make curves as clean and as accurate as possible, and the only way to do that is by using the osnap. There's over 10 different settings we can use, but fortunately, they're all clearly and intuitively labeled. Even better, you'll probably end up just using a few of these for most of your work. If you take a look at the perspective viewport, I think this is pretty amazing that this small set of curves actually built the whole spacecraft for Turtle Boy. But let's start off by drawing some curves in the front view. So I'm going to go over here to maximize by double-clicking. Now we've got the osnap turned on right now, but it's toggle, so it can be toggled back and forth. Also, if it's not docked, I highly recommend you make sure it's in that exact position you see there at the bottom. I want to pull that out and just show you, in case you don't have it, you can click on the osnap and bring it up. Then dock it down just by dragging it into the lower parts. Starting with end snap, then near, then point, all of these can be used with any type of entity, whether it's another curve, a surface, or a solid. However, for this demo, I'm going to stay focused mostly on some curves. The last two items you see, project and disable, are not really osnaps. Those are just modes for the other osnaps to work with. Just a heads up about one particular osnap, the near. There's nothing inherently wrong with it, but what happens is you get you close to an intersection or close to an endpoint, and then it kicks in. A lot of times, you only need it for one operation, but you forget to turn it off, and then subsequent operations are a little bit inaccurate if the near takes over. You never know if 3 or 4 snaps kick in, and we'll see that in just a minute. Also, a really cool thing to know about is these osnaps can be turned on and off. That includes in the middle of a command, which can be very handy if you're having problems snapping to the exact spot that you want. Okay, one more tip before we start drawing. If you don't get the osnap to occur that you're looking for, feel free to turn on the control points for any curve you see. I'm going to select this oval here, hit F10, and now those can be entities that we can snap to. Go to the curve drawing menu. I'm just going to draw a series of straight lines here. So there's your basic endpoint snap. I'm going to turn the rest of these guys on. Midpoint, center, intersection, perpendicular, tangent, quad, and knot. So as we zoom in and draw a few more lines, you'll see that sometimes you have lots of options here. Here's a midpoint, here's an endpoint, intersection, and a knot. Let's do a polyline so we can keep going on the next one. Here's an endpoint. I'm going to hold down Shift to just draw straight to the side. I want to see if I can find the tangent. Yeah, that's pretty cool to me. Another one of my favorites is the center snap. It's a little bit deceiving sometimes. Go draw another single segment. To find the center, you don't look in the center of the object because there could be a lot of circles in very close proximity. What you do is go to the perimeter and it finds the center for you. So people forget this quite a bit. Click on that edge to find the center. Now, besides the 10 or 11 of these osnaps, a lot of commands have built-in snapping themselves. Let's take a look. We're going to go up to the curve menu. And if we select line, it will predetermine its perpendicular, tangents, etc. Also under circle and arc, we have a lot of options there too. Use of osnap is critical to the creation of simple and clean curves. In fact, you can easily lose all accuracy if you try to skip using osnaps altogether. And since we are building surfaces for most of these curves, it becomes even more important to get the curves right. I recommend even if you're building quick study models, it's still worth the effort to slow down just enough to use your osnaps. A few seconds here and there as you go along will save you many hours of pain towards the end of a project.